Hey guys, we're back for another episode of Bless Your Hardt. I am here with my husband Dale in our Dirty Mo Media studios. We have a fun show today. We're going to talk about Dale's music cleanse that he's going through right now. A girls' trip, things going on in the house, celebrities at the racetrack, which is always fun, and a fun game that we played called Love It, Hate It, or Cringey AF.
Also, AskAmy, and should be a fun show. Got a lot of fun topics. We got a mouse in the house. We'll talk about that.
Following is a production of Dirty Mo Media.
What'd you listen to in your truck?
Oh. What did I listen to in my truck?
We drove separately. He drove in his truck.
I've been listening to...
Splashing through mud puddles and shit in front of me.
Yep.
Like, were you paying attention?
Yes, I'm trying to clear that water out of the street.
Where are you going to put it?
Splashing it into the grass.
Oh. As it's raining still.
It's not raining.
Okay, well, what were you listening to? Because you were in a great mood before we left the house.
It ain't the
and you're on the
fault.
chip.
We're not blaming the music.
What else happened in your car? Nothing, exactly. Just the music.
And I'm good.
What was it?
Trying to get comfortable in this mess. This is just Can I just be honest? I hate this chair. I don't like it.
Okay.
And I don't want you to...
Well, bring your little folding chair like you wanted to.
I don't want to say anything because I don't want anyone else to feel the way I feel. Because, so if I have anxiety or frustration or any emotion, right? Any emotion, and you walk into a room and you go, man, I'm pissed. This guy just said such and such, pissed me off. Now this person you're talking to is now pissed too.
Here's the thing. I don't absorb all of your energy.
Well, we talked about that. That was something that was, I
know, but I can see you coming.
One of us comes home, somebody's having a great day, the other person's frustrated about something that happened while they were out, and that kind of can get into everybody's system.
I know, but you can vent about the chair. I'm not emotionally attached to the chair. It's just a chair.
It is a really good-looking chair.
Yeah.
But I don't the way it's not comfortable.
What are you wanting to change about it?
I want to be comfortable.
I know, but what does that mean exactly? What do you need?
It's too deep.
Okay.
And it's too deep. I just can't set up in it.
All right, we'll find you a new chair.
I can't set up in it, and so I'm constantly sliding out of it, and it's making my pants go up my ass.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry for you.
See, that's why I didn't want to share, because that right there.
Listen, we can fix it. You got to vent. Listen, you want me to be a smart ass.
I don't.
If I say okay, you keep going.
Yeah.
So I have to be a smart ass to shut you up.
Oh.
Am I not right?
Yeah. I don't know about that, but.
Well, I've told you 3 times we can get you a new chair and that it's okay.
Chair's our drinking word, by the way, on today's show.
Is it? Chairs are drinking. Well, how many times did we say it already?
25 times already.
Wow. Speaking of chairs.
This is
Nicole drew on the chair in the kitchen last night.
Yeah.
So she's 4. She should know better than to draw on anything. I don't think she cares. I think she doesn't give a shit. She literally took her pen and drew a tic-tac-toe board and wrote her name on the cushion of the bar stool. What am I saying? The cushion in the kitchen. Too many similar sounding words, but Dale brought up, he was like so easy on her. I'm like, wait a second, she just drew on the furniture. This is not okay. Isla did it, but she was 2. She could barely speak, you know what I mean? So and she was scared to death. She never did it again. And then Dale politely brings up that his truck got colored in, and I don't remember which kid it was.
Same one.
It was Nicole?
Mm-hmm.
So she's playing in his old truck, and all of a sudden he's working on the door or working on something, and he turns around and she's Sharpieing all over the seats that are upholstered, not like leather where you can wipe it off. But yet he had a pile of Sharpies readily available in the little it used to be the cigarette lighter, right? And now it's just a Sharpie holder. So she's done this repeat. She's a repeat offender, and I'm just mad that she's going to keep doing it. So I don't know how to fix that. But she drew all over her. I put her in the bathtub. I was so mad. I took her upstairs, threw her in the bathtub. Not that that's punishment. But playtime with the markers was over, and she had colored all over her feet with a totally different color marker. I don't know when she's doing this or where she's getting the pens, but I'm worried she's going to color on something that we can't replace.
Yeah.
How do we fix this?
Well, I don't want her drawing on other things, but I don't know, man. At the same time,
It's hard for you to get mad at her?
it's hard for me to get mad at her because when I was a kid, people, when I was a kid and people were too hard, for things that just don't really matter. I just see the look on her face when she realizes that she's in trouble. And then I can then see I can see the look on her face, and it reminds me of my childhood. And then I think she's not absorbing the information now. She's
glazing over.
She's a little nervous. She's a little worried about how much trouble she's in, and she's not taking in the information that you want her to take in. Maybe I'm not right about that. But
do you think that's just because you guys are similar creatures? Like your birthdays are 2 days apart, so I imagine
I've
in
always
some ways
felt
you're always going to be
connected. Yeah, like that. Like I totally understand what's going on in her mind or how she's thinking in a moment. Nicole's wouldn't you agree that Isla's mannered? Hey, Isla, stop doing that. No problem. Hey, Isla, don't ever do that again. No problem. Nicole, stop doing that. Doing it more. Doing it harder. Doing it worse.
Oh yeah, watch me. I know. I don't understand that, so I need you to fix it because you are similar.
Now that we're kind of removed from it a little bit, I did want to tell you what I was listening to in the car.
Oh, okay, what?
Because I was afraid that you would.
Quit being afraid of me. Just talk.
No, I'm not afraid of you. I was afraid that you were going to talk negatively about Fleetwood Mac.
Oh.
I've been listening to Fleetwood Mac
Yeah.
a lot for the past 3 days.
Yeah, you've had it on the
I feel
TV.
like I'm going through a cleanse.
A cleanse?
Yeah.
An emotional, spiritual cleanse?
No, a music cleanse.
Oh, and you're starting there?
That's kind of like what's something that's good to cleanse your body? What do you drink?
Lemon juice?
No. Yeah, lemon
Like
juice.
lemon water,
or the
apple
the
cider
dark
vinegar.
stuff drink.
The dark stuff?
Yeah, it's the fruit.
Prune juice?
Prune juice, yeah. It's the prune juice of music.
That's not a good analogy.
Maybe not. But I've been I don't
Stevie
know.
Nicks is the equivalent of prune juice.
Probably not a good analogy. I got hung up on this lyric in this song. Of course, I knew the story about her and Lindsey Buckingham and how they were at odds and how they were like that throughout the whole time the band was in the heights of their success. And it's fascinating they were able to keep creating and make such great stuff while they were just busting around and not, working out and not working out and making up, fighting and all that stuff.
Right.
And the dynamic of the relationships in the band are crazy. And my mom loved Fleetwood Mac, right? And so anytime I need to get back to ground zero or
So it's grounding for you.
it's balancing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
That makes more sense.
bring me back to neutral kind of thing. So I've been listening to it a lot, and so I love I like getting out on these tangents, right? With different, with punk music and stuff like that. But man, you kind of forget how good late 70s, early 80s styles like Fleetwood Mac, similar music like that. You forget how good that stuff was.
I leave my radio station tuned to 80s on 8, and it
Yeah.
never disappoints.
Yeah. But you listen to some modern stuff, too.
I do,
Yeah.
but if I'm not playing it in the car myself, I kind of get tired of the modern stations because it just plays the same 10 songs. You know what I mean? And I get bored. But that I'm never really totally sure. Usually I've got the kids in the car, what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And so I just prefer.
I'm trying to get Isla, I'm sorry.
Nicole likes all the old music.
I'm trying to get Isla to perk up and be like, Fleetwood Mac, that's good. You know what I mean? Because I want them to.
She likes ballads. She likes things that she can sing to.
Yeah. You ever met people that you're like, man, you turned out great? You're thinking that in your mind. You're like, your parents did a good job raising you. And they'll be like, and they'll be one of those people, they'll be like, yeah, mom and dad, they played all the oldies all day, music in my house all the time. And you're like, man, you got a real great appreciation for music from your parents.
Well, not just that. When your parents are doing things like that in the house, there's joy in your house.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy, everyone's relaxed.
Yeah. But
You know what I mean?
but a set of parents that constantly played their vinyl collection,
Yeah.
right? Sets a tone in that kid's, mind and their ear. They have appreciation for like that music that they heard when they grew up.
Sure.
Same reason I'm an Elvis fan, right? I grew up and my mama loved Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
I would have probably not cared one bit about Elvis.
Well, you wouldn't care as much for
I
sure.
wouldn't have, not at all. And because of her, it's like 10 tenths. It's like all Elvis all day in that one specific room in our house,
Yeah.
right? Which is even silly at this point. But
Is it as silly as a guest bedroom that's Elvis themed?
that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Elvis all day, every day in that one room.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty
We didn't
old.
play anymore.
No, I'm just saying like the stuff on the walls, the pictures.
Yeah.
It's Elvis. So you walk in the room, there's nothing
Well,
but
it
Elvis.
used to
there.
actually play Elvis music
It
when you turn
did.
the lights on. We turned that
Yeah.
off.
So you would, you'd go in that Elvis room in the guest bedroom, turn on the light theme, and it would start playing Elvis out of the speakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really cool, but I'm
Everybody got
wondering
tired
if
of
it's
that.
part of it. I'm wondering if it's almost time to like.
I'm in the middle of redoing the bathroom. If it's time to revamp, like, don't let me keep going
Do
in
we
this
really
direction.
need at this point? Do we really need the? Are you ready to? Are you good to move on from the Elvis guest bedroom?
I mean, it's the only guest bedroom in the house, but it's a lot to
Yeah, I know.
undo.
It is.
I don't
Yeah,
really
they
have
got
the
that
energy for that right
headboard.
now.
God, yeah, that headboard too.
Yeah, the headboard is where the whole room was started around.
Yeah, I mean,
You had the
can't
headboard in
you
the
can't
last
leave the
house.
headboard if you change it, right?
No, and like the
Yeah.
built-ins and the way that the cabinetry and everything in there is styled, it doesn't make any sense to.
Yeah.
I'm ripping the whole room apart if you give me the green light to redo.
Maybe we just get a little subtle.
What do you mean?
Just not so much stuff on the shelves.
Well, I mean, I don't like the red wall either. I'm not a red person.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, we could take some of the trinkets out, or some of the Elvis, like the.
Just here's the thing: you're either all in and make it as
Really?
gaudy as you can, or
Yeah.
we get rid of it.
Really?
I feel like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not ready, but I like this. I like this idea. At some point, we're going to redo the room, but no, not right now.
Not right
Please,
now.
no.
The only thing really that bothers, I would be fine and let you do whatever you wanted, but it's the headboard. Golly, that headboard's cool.
Who made the headboard?
Y'all had it made, I thought.
No, honey, that you had that in your old house.
Really? So the headboard.
I thought it was made by somebody who actually had something to do with his team.
No.
No.
I don't know, but if you remember Elvis's capes
Mm-hmm.
with the rhinestones, talking to the listener, if you remember, imagine Elvis in his best suit, and this is skinny Elvis, right? In his best, he's peak Elvis.
I thought it was Vegas Elvis. Like,
Well,
The
still,
white
he was
cape.
pretty decent shape in Vegas.
Yeah,
But I
okay.
mean, imagine him in his suit with his cape anywhere, Hawaii, Vegas, wherever he was, when he was doing those kind of shows back in the day where he's wearing those gaudy outfits. And this the white cape with the rhinestones, that's the headboard. The headboard is white, and it's got the
big
bird
Yeah.
in rhinestone, and it is insane. And so, yeah, if you went away from Elvis themed bedroom, you'd have to take the headboard out, and boy, that'd be a tragedy. So, yeah, I've been listening to Fleetwood Mac, going on a music cleanse.
Well, I'm a
Getting
giant Fleetwood
reset.
fan as well, so
I am
I'm
too.
happy that you're beginning your journey to cleanse.
And when I go back to the other stuff that I listen to, it'll be better
For who?
for me. I'll like it more because I've got regrounded, reset, mashed the reset button, back to zero.
Do you feel like it's because you're missing your mom? Is that why you feel like
I
You're
do
needing to
listen
listen to it?
I do love to connect Mom and Stevie Nicks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something about her voice and her whole demeanor and sound that puts me in the back seat of my mom's car
Yeah.
riding around Kannapolis.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, when I was but when I was 6 years old, I would tell Daddy that was my girlfriend.
I know you told me that you had a major crush on Stevie
on her
Nicks.
when I was young. Now, I mean, it was gone by the time I was 12, 13, 14 years old. I didn't have a crush on her anymore.
Well, the video you play with her on the stage and the white, like very
Very
bohemian
Brenda.
looking, it's gorgeous. Like,
Oh.
I want the dress.
Oh,
And that style is very in
Yeah.
now. It's a shame. you know.
That's so mom had long hair back when we were with her in
Yeah.
the early 80s. And I begged her to never, she cut it. She moved to Norfolk. Next time I see her, she's got short hair. And
Yeah.
I was freaking heartbroken. And she grew it back long one time for me.
I mean, she's had it long.
Yeah.
She had it long in later life. She always grew it
Yeah,
out.
I was so heartbroken. I was like, Mom, can't believe you did that. We do have a mouse or two mice in the garage.
Yeah, I noticed that I was hoarding some things that I pulled out of the closet to donate. A mouse made a little bed in one of the bags of clothes.
So I have these we're out in our garage that's attached to the house. So you come in the door and you're in the hall around the laundry room. So this is the garage attached to the house. And so it's a 4-stall garage. It's got a couple of closets in it. And in those closets, I keep those little mouse poison traps. So there's these little packets of pink stuff, and they crawl into this little maze of a plastic box to get to that and eat it, and then that will kill them. It's poison. So I realized that there has been a mouse in not one but both of those.
The closets?
Of both of the closets, and has eaten the poison in both of those little plastic containers. And so I go over, I'm cleaning that up, and I go, some like, oh, he got the poison, he or both of them got to however many, and they're gone to wherever they're going to go, and to die. And so I walk over to the wall, and we've got a baseboard just like in the house that runs the entire length of the floor, and a mouse had eaten. He got on top of that baseboard and ate through the drywall into the interior wall of the garage. So he ate. So the baseboard is sealed to the drywall, and he ate the seal, the caulk,
The caulking?
and then between the baseboard and the drywall until he could get into the wall.
Which wall? Is it in a closet?
On that far wall underneath the
Okay, so
the
that's
breaker box.
It's technically an exterior wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. At least it's not in the...
No.
I mean, not that it matters.
Yeah.
If he's in the wall, he's in the house.
Yeah. So these are 2 mice that have eaten this poison, and they are absolutely, no question, dead somewhere, right? And then I noticed that there's more work been done on the wall. A 3rd mouse has came in, and he has come in and went into the plastic box, ate some poison, and he too has worked on the wall. And so I was like, all right, I got it. I got some of that spray expanding foam, and I stuck down into that hole they created in the wall, and I sprayed that wall full of expanding foam. Full. It's all in there. If he's going to come out of this wall, he's going to have to tunnel his ass off through that foam.
Or just chew a hole somewhere else in the drywall.
Yeah, well, if he does.
He's going to pop out random in some random spot.
Whatever. Bring it. And so I had to, once the spray foam expands out of this hole,
Yeah.
I got to trim it away and make the wall look like it looked again, like originally, right? So I kind of cut all this spray foam that's expanding out of that hole.
I feel like there's a reason you haven't shown me this physically.
It's right there for you to look at. I'm not hiding it from you.
I like the bucket downstairs that you have where they just fall in.
Yeah, I love that too. I was thinking about getting one for the garage.
That would be better.
Yeah.
Because then we wouldn't have to tear holes in the
No.
house and spray foam. Like we could just...
There's this little bucket, and it has a lid, and
And a
it has
ladder.
a flapper. And the ladder, they walk up this ladder, and they walk in this little space. It's kind of like walking the plank.
Mm-hmm.
They walk this plank toward this peanut butter, and they get close, and bloop, into the bucket they go.
Yep.
And I fill the bucket with about 6 inches of water.
Dale.
What?
I thought you let them go.
I wouldn't.
You used to do that. You
I
and
used
Isla
to
used
let
to go
'em-
downstairs
I
and
used to
rescue
let
the
'em
mice.
go. I used to let them go, but then 1 or 2 didn't survive the bucket. I didn't get to the bucket soon enough.
I know, but what's the water for?
Kills them.
Kill them faster?
Yeah, and they don't stink.
How does it not stink? It's got water to rot in.
Well, if they die in the bucket, they they stink up the whole house, and they ruin the bottom of the bucket, and then they stink up the whole room with their death. And if they drown in the water keeps them from decaying and rotting. And like if 2 weeks go by and we're out of town or something, this guy is just going to be floating in there, and it doesn't create it doesn't create a smell. It is disgusting. You asked the question.
I mean, I didn't know that you were doing all that.
Yeah, just let me handle it. Is what I should have said.
Don't show Isla any of that.
Why?
Because I don't want her being desensitized like you.
Desensitized
To life.
Oh my God. Well, they're eating this poison, running off and suffering.
It probably happens way fast.
That's probably slow and painful. Eats them from the inside out.
No, those tapey things that y'all used to use, that's torturous. They used to bite their own legs off to get off that thing.
Yeah.
Awful.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we got to the bucket to begin with, because that's what you guys were using.
I thought the bucket was just
Medieval.
neat because they fall into it.
Yeah, it was an
Like
Instagram ad you fell for.
They walk a plank and go bloop right in there. You can watch the YouTube videos, and I'm like, yep, that's what I want. I got this
it's
other.
almost like a game.
I've got this other thing down at the beach house.
Yeah, but those aren't mice.
They're rats.
They are.
But I bought this thing. I could not believe it. It has a CO2 cartridge.
Yeah.
And they walk up in there and trigger this thing, and it sends a piston right through their skull. It's like, boom, knocks them, kills them, like flattens their head.
That's disgusting too.
It's pretty bad. But it's like
those things are just as a June bug. They're not small.
Yeah, you're not coming back from that.
You really enjoy this.
Yeah. That thing is
You enjoy that.
about $80, $100. But it's little, the little CO2 cylinders CO2 cylinders that you would use for like a BB gun. Or you screw that in there, and it probably has about 30 strikes worth of compressed air, and they go up in there and they trigger this little thing, and they're up in there trying to eat, and they trigger this thing, and it sends that piston right through them. And then I got the big sticky pads. I don't like the sticky pads either. I'm not going to use a sticky pad, but I have one. But I like the
sticky pad with one of those giant things.
I've got this little.
He's just going to run off with it.
I know he did. I put a sticky pad downstairs one time. So at the beach house we have rats. They come out of the marsh.
The house is elevated a whole floor off of the ground. Yeah, they're giant. They're disgusting.
And so I put a sticky trap down there, and the damn thing disappeared. Wherever he went, it went with him. I'm like, well, that was a waste of time. Yeah. And so, but I got this box, and it's a little smaller than a shoebox. The floor pan is metal. It takes 2 or 3 C batteries. You flip a switch, and it goes bzzz, and then a little green light flashes, and they walk in there because you put there's this little thing in the.
He puts Reese's peanut butter cups in
There's this little
them.
thing in the end that you can put whatever you want in. I put Reese cup. And so he's like, oh, hell yeah, Reese cup. And as soon as he gets all his legs
That's
on
exactly
that,
what's happening. Hell yeah, Dale Jr. left me a Reese cup.
as soon as
Boom.
he gets up in there, it just zaps him. And I mean, I don't know how like 3 C batteries produce enough electricity to kill a rat, but it puts their ass to sleep. And then I got these big tweezers, you know how like if you're going to pick up some dog poop out of the park, and I grab that damn rat and I take him over to the corner and throw him in the trash. And I'm like, I hope the other rats see this. I'm walking their buddy out to the corner of the street, and I'm like, I hope you other ass are watching. Don't be coming around my house unless you want to sleep forever.
You're something else.
Hell yeah. I love a good challenge.
Well, I think you nailed it,
Yep.
or you daled it.
Oh, gosh.
Daled it.
We're going to get calls from Peter.
Peter?
PETA, the animal?
Oh, PETA.
People?
Peter ain't calling, but PETA might.
Did you know
Peter's calling to give you a high five.
Totally unrelated. Not really. Totally related. When I was driving the KFC car,
Yeah, I know. You told me about
I got
that.
a letter from Pamela Anderson and PETA.
You're like, I got a letter from Pamela Anderson, but.
I think she was dating Kid Rock at the time.
Yeah.
But she wrote me a letter telling me how I shouldn't have Kentucky Fried Chicken as a sponsor.
Yeah. Was that before or after you met her in the bus?
right before.
Oh,
Yeah. I didn't. She probably didn't write the damn letter.
maybe.
Who
maybe
knows?
not.
I don't
Yes.
know. It was funny, man. The things that would happen back in the day.
Yes. So speaking of girls in racing, can we talk about the Willie B. Sabrina Carpenter thing?
Yes.
What actually happened there?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? There was a thing on social media.
So apparently, there was a screenshot of William Byron saying hello to one of her Instagram posts. I asked him, and he said it wasn't him, and maybe so. I'm thinking it was photoshopped or something. Why someone would? That's random, right? Mm-hmm. It blew up. So if you went into her Insta post, you could see all these fans going, "Oh, look, it's William Byron!"
The
and they were like,
comments were amazing.
Yeah, people were just posting nothing but gifs of his car, doing
Yeah.
donuts and stuff. And I
Or
was
like all of the random non-factual things that they did,
Yes.
that he did for them.
Thanks,
like,
Willie,
he
for
got my
saving
cat
my
out of my
cat.
tree.
He's such a great guy.
He picked
Saved
me
my
up off
cat.
the side of the road.
Yeah. Thanks
I've been there for
thanks for
hours.
giving me your kidney cat.
Yeah.
But,
Very,
you know,
very crazy
yes.
comments.
It was awesome.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of when you and I first started dating because, like, at the 500 especially, there's lots of celebrities. And you and I had just started to date. So I think it's the 500. And Jessica Simpson's coming to perform. And she did a media interview where she talked about how she had a dream
Yeah.
where you and her got married in a treehouse.
So weird.
And I was like, I had asked you because I was a fan before I heard that.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend and I were in the bus. And I was like, can you bring her by the bus? I want to meet her. And you were like, no, I don't think I'm going to mess with that. And then I saw or something, the interview she did. And I was like, screw her. I was so mad
Really?
after that. Yes. I was like, that she ain't
Oh
coming
my God.
around my man.
Dang.
Trying
Amy.
to plant a seed that she's going to marry Dale Jr.
No.
So stupid.
You think that's what that was?
I think that's what
She
that
was
was.
trying to-
She was just teeing something up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was fishing.
Wow. Was she married?
Not then.
Oh.
I think Nick Lachey had just,
Had moved on?
yep.
I don't think I ever met her. I did meet Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her dad.
Yeah. That was I mean, considering everything, try to think about people listening, I guess. Try to think about this before like everything got weird with that whole family, but before they got at odds with each other. So this was probably 2004ish or a little around that sometime
She was in
around-
her heyday.
Yeah, she is peak fame, and somehow or another, her dad had someone that was friends
He
in
had
NASCAR,
a relationship with Josh Schneider in the Newell situation.
and he was a big NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
And so Josh says, "Hey, Brittany's dad wants to meet you. She's going to bring him by." And so she came to Texas, and they just come by the bus for 20 minutes. It was like a hello, how you doing? Totally normal.
Yeah, you said she was super down to earth.
Regular, normal, dressed in regular, normal clothes like me and you would just put on and go outside to go to the store.
Yeah.
And he was regular. I mean, it was kind of nice because
Refreshing.
yeah, you just see the showbiz and the performance right all the time, and you're thinking that those people are just so far out of touch or out of reach, right? Mm-hmm. But of course, many things have changed since then. But there's
Who else have you met?
man, it's hard to remember everybody. Gosh,
I know you met a lot of
we
people.
would go to I mean, when you go to these races, especially back in the peak NASCAR days, 2004 to 2012 ish, they were pulling quite a few celebrities to all the races, not just Daytona. Of course, Daytona had a lot of people. But I mean, anytime a celebrity came, you would get your PR person would come up and go, "Do you want to meet them?" They will come by the bus. They will, NASCAR will bring them over if you wanted to say hey. And
Do you think that happened for every driver?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't entertain every one of them.
No, sure. Well, there's a lot going on too on race day.
Yeah, I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah.
And so
That's basically what I was getting at.
yeah. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll see him at the intro stage.
Yeah. Good enough.
Yeah.
We're in the driver's meeting.
Right. If I was a really big fan, I'd be like, hell yes, let's meet, because I want a personal 10-minute conversation. But if it was like I like that they're a celebrity, absolutely famous. It's cool they're here, but I'll just check that box at the intro stage. How you doing? Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Like everybody else will when they walk across the stage. But man, I don't know. Look at me. I was walking around the house with my pants rolled up.
At least you put your real shoes on and not your house shoes.
They're still rolled up. But
So you're action packed this morning.
fuck, man, we're real people. I'm trying to think.
There's got to be one that was like, can't believe this person. Have you met a president at the racetrack? I know you've been to the White House and met presidents.
Yes. So George W. came to Daytona in 2004. Several of us met him. Hello, briefly had a conversation with him on pit road before the race. I went on and won the race, the Daytona 500. He left, but I'm in the media center, and I'm just sitting there in the media center, and this was when I think the media center was on the other side of the racetrack. I was up in a suite in the grandstands before they rebuilt Daytona's grandstands. It was different, but I'm standing there, and they handed me a phone. They said, "Hey, got a phone call." I'm in the middle of my media, answering a question or something. We're all talking, me and the media, and it was George W. Bush. He's like, "Hey, it's George W. Bush, President of the United States, man. Good job today. Appreciate you. You're representing, being a great citizen. You're being an awesome American."
What did you say?
I was like, "Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it."
You called him man?
It's like dream come true. He's like, "All right, man. Well, keep doing a great job." I said, "All right, take it easy, man." And everybody in the room was like, "You told him to take it easy." And George chuckled.
Yeah, I bet.
He was like,
"Take it easy." Yeah, sure.
But I mean, that's how I talk.
Yeah,
so
I know.
If you ever met George W. Bush, and
he's pretty down to earth too.
We've seen him in the during the inauguration, I think, or whatever it was this year.
Yeah, he's clowning.
He's clowning. He's having a good. That's him.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're around him, and I've met him at the airport. We were at the bottom of the stairs when he come down Air Force One time, and he just, as soon as you start talking to him, you can't help but feel like he's just one of the
guys.
Like
an uncle you've known forever. Yeah.
And so
I got to meet him with you at Johnny Morris's opening.
That's
in
right,
St. Louis.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just hanging. You wouldn't even know he's in the room. I
actually got to meet him when I was in high school.
Yeah.
When he was the governor.
Really?
Yeah. But that was,
I'll tell you
30
this.
years ago.
I've told this story, and I don't know if it'll make sense, but I went with a friend to sit courtside at a UNC Charlotte 49ers basketball game. Totally random. No big deal. Just sitting there watching them play. I think they were playing Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And this was a long time ago, probably 2000, 2001. So Dad had just passed away. So I'm sitting there at this game, and I'm talking to one of the key individuals with the school. He's sitting next to me, and I don't know why I don't have an agenda. I don't know why I'm there. I'm not doing anything for the school, or I'm not working or anything. They just invited me, and I'm sitting there, and me and this guy got to talking about scholarships, and I said, "Man, I would love to sponsor or be a part of creating a scholarship for an engineer position that might, send somebody into motorsports." And it was a brief mention, and he's like, "Man, that's a great idea. We should do that." And it went no further. And then a month later, they asked Teresa, me, and Kelly to be at the bottom of the stairs when George W. Bush got off Air Force One. Mm-hmm. And
in Charlotte?
I guess I'm trying to think of the timeline. Would he even been president then? But he comes down the stairs whenever this happened, whatever year it was. He comes down the stairs, and he's like shaking Teresa's hand, talking to her for a minute. Kelly gets to me, and he goes, "Hey man, I heard what you might be doing for the school in UNC Charlotte about that scholarship. That's a pretty cool idea." And I was like, "How does he know?"
Yeah.
like one little conversation. How did it get to him? Where did that conversation go that night?
Yeah.
Like all around, all these, and to the president.
It went quickly.
Right?
Kind of like those mice in the wall.
They know. I was like, from that moment on, I was like, they know everything.
Yeah, they know everything.
They know everything. I got to meet Barack. We went to the.
I was with you when you went to the White House.
We went to the White House, the playoff drivers or something NASCAR.
Yeah.
And that was when
seeing the White House is just incredible.
That was when I tooted in the.
Oh gosh. So, why did we even get to this topic the other day? Were we watching something about Trump being in the Oval Office? Because he's done a lot of addresses.
Sure.
Is that what we were watching?
I can't remember.
So we're watching whatever we're watching on TV, and Dale goes, I actually farted in the Oval Office once. I'm like, of course you did. When did you do that? When he was there meeting Barack Obama. And he's like, I just couldn't hold it. I was like, you probably could have. You just took the golden opportunity just to do that, didn't you?
Barack wasn't in there. There was...
he wasn't by himself.
They were letting us walk around in the room, and I walked around behind the desk and was just standing there, and I was like, and then I was like, oh, I got a little fart here.
I just feel so relaxed.
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it right here. What a hell of a,
did it change the vibe of the room, or was it?
Well,
one of those?
I don't think anybody noticed.
I feel like Mike Davis was in the room. He had to have been. I don't know that I was there with you.
Yeah, it did not like stink up the room. I mean, I didn't create a scene or
maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Who's gonna know?
Well, Mike was doing it too, so I mean, probably.
I mean, if somebody smelled it, fine, whatever. But
you're special.
I mean, sometimes you're in these spaces that are just famous spaces, and
listen, if I had the opportunity to be in a famous space, farting is not my
well,
go-to.
if you had a fart came to you.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It ain't like I was sitting there going, damn, I want to fart in here. It just like a fart came.
You're like, what a gift.
It was just like
my body wants to
fart
right now when I'm in the Oval Office. Hell yes.
Where was I supposed to go?
Clench your butt. Hold it.
Clench my butt and hold it. No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, the immediate reaction is, how do we get this out?
No.
Not how do we hold it. Not how do we keep it in there.
Please? Hello, where's the restroom? I need to get out of here. Not, looks like a good place for me to fart. I'm just going to let it rip.
The chance of me getting to the restroom before it comes out is pretty low.
Are you worried you're just going to have the walking farts as you're walking out
right?
of there? Does that happen for you?
And then it's obvious. You're clenching and you're walking.
Yeah.
The walk clench is a dead giveave.
I've never seen you do that, but that would be pretty funny to see.
Yeah. We had this. Y'all had this joke that we laughed a little bit over the this used to be farmland.
Oh yeah.
So during homeschool Sunday, we got home Sunday, and Isla had homeschool.
Yeah, we've postponed her Friday work.
Right. So we had to. Yep. You had to do that, and so I need to take Nicole.
Yeah, it helps me when Nicole's not there.
So I grabbed Nicole, and we get in my pickup truck, and we drove around.
Mm-hmm.
I said, let's take a look at the property, see if everything's okay, no trees laying on any fences and power lines. Of course there was no problem, but we're just busying ourselves. Yeah. We drove over to Sonny's house, and I said, Sonny, I want to do something one day. I was like, so I look at some old historical aerial maps of the highway we live on, and it's straight past our house, but back in the 50s, it's snaked really big out into these people's yards and through the woods, and the road. And I'm like, and you'll look around and you don't see like any evidence of the original roadbed, but I'm like, I bet there's some of it in those woods over there. And so I called Sonny, and I went over there, and I was just seeing what he was doing, and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, Sonny, you know where the old highway used to go off in the woods and come back? I was like, now it's straight, but the old original road used to go into the woods. I was like, I really wanting to walk through them woods and see if we can find it. And he's like, I don't know. That old man lives over there. Used to have a garden. Might be tilled over. I was like, get in the truck. So we drove out to the highway and parked on the side of the road and stared into the woods. And I'm like, Man, I bet it's off in there. You see that little ridge right there? Could be right there where that ridge is. And we're sitting there, and I'm like,
You've gone nuts.
I am old.
Yeah. You're getting senile, it sounds
I am
like.
old. This is like entertainment.
Yeah.
And
What's Nicole doing? Is she
she's
entertained by
just
this?
sitting there. I'm like, all right, when the weather gets a little warmer, man, we're going to walk out in them woods, see if we can find that old road bed.
You'd be better
And
off
I
doing it
bet-
in the wintertime when there's nothing growing.
It's cold. It's uncomfortable. I bet we can take a metal detector out there once we learn how to use one and find some old stuff that's been cast off the side of the road, right?
Cans? You're just going to find old cans?
I don't know. Like it's in the 40s and 50s or earlier. The historical aerials only go back to like 1953. But who knows what was getting hauled up and down that road on them wagons, horse-drawn carriages and stuff. Back then, I mean, our road was just dirt.
We're now going to horse-drawn carriage
I'm just saying
time
back
frame.
out
See,
where
that's his... We're
out
always
where we
doing the Wild
lived,
West.
out where we
Back
Back to the
lived,
Roman Empire thing.
out where we lived was really, really country.
Yeah.
Back then.
Well, I don't
And
think
so,
they had
no.
carriages in the 40s, 50s.
No, okay, horse-drawn wagon, whatever.
You think?
Well, they probably didn't all have cars.
In the 50s?
Well, I'm saying before that, like only the map only goes to the 50s. What was going on in the 20s, 30s?
And you really think that it's possible you're going to find something out there that's 100
Oh,
years
there's
old?
all kinds of stuff on the ground.
Okay.
I've found stuff in our own yard, like the rings for old wooden pail buckets. And you remember, so me and Sean, I got a metal detector and was walking around in the yard, and I found like old rusted bands that would go around wooden buckets and stuff like that, and all kinds of things.
Barrel bands?
And then we found this one thing. I'm walking. Remember where the little kid playhouse used to be?
I don't know. I
Well,
don't.
it used to be up in the yard.
Is it close to where those plants are, like that flower bed is now?
Where the light pole is,
Yeah, okay.
over there. So it used to be there, and we moved it, and now it's the church down
Yeah.
in the western town. But there's used to be this little kid playhouse. Me and Sean, it was moved, and me and Sean were over there, and that damn metal detector's going haywire. Sean was reaching down in the ground, and it was the power that ran to that kid's playhouse.
Did he touch it?
And he grabbed that damn line, and it
Oh
was
my
hot,
God.
and he knocked him on his ass. I laughed so hard.
That was before I came around. That
Mm-hmm.
was way before me.
There was a live power line laying in, hot line laying in the ground, just laying on top of the ground for anybody to touch. And it lit him up. We stopped metal detecting that day.
Yeah, I feel like you really shouldn't go back.
Yep.
Hey, this is Dale Jr., and for the latest Bless Your Hardt gear, go to shop.dirtymomedia.com. We've got plenty of options for everybody and adding new stuff every day. Go to shop.dirtymomedia.com.
So let's talk about your upcoming trip.
Okay. I'm super excited. We leave tomorrow, me and 3 girlfriends. And packing for a girls' trip is fun, but also challenging. I've got this sensational mess in the closet. Not that I ever don't.
You've been
but
going through all kinds of stuff, getting all your stuff ready.
Yep. But I've got quite the mess and piles everywhere. And but I'm excited. I don't really know what to expect.
I know.
I'm excited for the surprise. I feel like the surprise is going to happen once I get there.
You talked about not knowing what to wear.
Yeah, so trips in Miami, and I haven't been to Miami quite a bit, but I also have like sundresses and things that I don't feel like really fit the vibe. So I'm a little nervous about what I've packed or what I have to pack, but if I can find something there if I really need it. But yeah, I'm just not sure. I have something in my mouth.
Yeah. Got a little thing.
I mean, just say something.
I did.
No,
On
you're
the
sitting
other
there just
side.
scratching your own mouth.
Other side. You can get your phone?
Why don't you just get it?
Okay.
I don't see anything. You don't want my freckle?
It's gone now. No, it was hanging. A little piece of skin or something. I don't know. She's picking
Like, if
boogers
you
out of my
have a
nose.
booger, I come
She was
and get
picking
it. I don't
boogers
just
out of my
let
nose
you-
yesterday.
Let it dangle. Help me out.
Well, I was doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got the stuff packed I need, but we're going to figure it out when we get there. I'm not going to worry about it. What are you going to do with the kids while I'm gone? Because their spring break starts. What's your plan?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I will probably take them to the park. I'll probably take them for ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably go have some meals, go out a little bit to some places and have some food.
Have you scheduled any play dates with TJ or something with the kids?
No.
No.
I was thinking about like what crafts might be fun. They like to make things. I remember when we got those. I got those white cars from Lionel and we painted them.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any more of the blanks?
Yeah, I thought about seeing if I could get some more blanks to do more cars. That was kind of fun.
You know what you should do with those? This is off topic, but you should let them decorate or design one and then try to turn it into a real paint scheme.
Yeah.
That you run somewhere.
Yeah. I guess on my late model I could get some blanks for the late models and do it because I'm not running anything but late models from here on out.
Well, it's transferable, right? Like it doesn't have to be so exact.
I'm very specific.
The blank of the car.
I'm very literal. What do you suppose I should do? What do you think they would enjoy?
They like activities. They like going out. They also like playing with the kids. So if Estelle and them are around, you can.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy. I like activities that are easy. I don't want it to be complicated. So that's usually what I do. I try to like meet up with friends where it's fun for everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited to spend time with them and get their, be their provider and get their sole attention and prove to them because you're earning like this, you're earning
stripes.
Stripes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you earn the stripes most of the days, and so it'll be fun for me to earn it a little bit and prove to them that I'm capable.
Are you going to be able to give them boundaries and rules? Or are you just going to let them do whatever they want?
I'm very, very much hold them accountable.
Okay.
Do I not? Mm. You say sometimes I'm too hard on them.
Sometimes you're too hard on Isla.
She's the older one that should be doing more.
I know,
doing
but she's
better.
not as old as she acts. She's always had that
she
kind
tricks
of...
me.
Yeah.
She gets going so good, I get to building up my expectations.
Yeah, she can't make any mistakes.
No. She gets to do it. She does so good, and you're like, yeah, kicking butt. Wait, whoa, what was that? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that we'll just see how it plays out. I'm excited that you get to have a time.
Well, I don't want you to worry at all.
I'm going to. It's just impossible. I felt worried and guilty as soon as you told me that I had a trip. It's just impossible not to worry.
Well, I hope you can still enjoy your trip.
I absolutely will.
Yeah.
It's going to be super fun.
Get you a glass of wine and just have,
I'm going to have a few of those, I think.
Knock the edge off.
Yeah. All right, let's play a game.
All right.
There's a game we have called Love It, Hate It, or Cringey AF.
Yeah, that's my working title.
Are you gonna ask this the questions?
Yeah, I can ask the questions. Basically, I just describe scenarios. Most of these are relationship type scenarios, but some household or everyday life ones. And you guys say if you love them, hate them, or think they're just cringy.
Okay.
So pretty simple. The first one is couples who sit on the same side of the booth at a restaurant.
I like it.
I love it. Yeah.
Really?
We usually do that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it more like the table? Like if you said a table, it's more catty cornered. Is it like that, or you guys sit on the same side?
No, if
it's a booth, we sit on the same side.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
We're lovers.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a table, we just sit.
We love to be together.
We sit corner to corner.
Yeah.
We went to a charity dinner the other night, and it's a small table, and 6 of us were sitting there. And instead of sitting in the chair, he sits in the booth next to me and held my hand. Like if we're having a date night,
I know
on
it
top
might
of
look
each other.
like sometimes on here that we always bicker a little bit, or but we enjoy kind of challenging each other.
If
but
we had a couch, he would be sitting all halfway on top of me.
Yeah.
That's how he sits. That's why he's complaining about the chair.
He's too far
He
away
wants a
from there.
couch.
I don't know. It's just I need to stand up and pull my pants out of my ass.
We'll do that.
Just
do that.
Yeah.
Will that make you feel better?
Yes.
Shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake.
All right.
Okay.
Good for about
All right,
5.
next
Good
question.
for about 10 minutes.
The next one, couples who hold hands in public. You guys just said you basically do this on a date night, so you guys must love
Yeah,
this
I
one.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hold hands.
Yeah. Okay.
We hold hands
What-
probably. I would say above average.
Mm-hmm. I like it when he holds my hand, not just because it's nice because we're connected, but honestly, I can keep up with him a little bit better. It,
I don't
it
go
keeps our
wandering off, I
pace
guess.
Yeah.
together because he walks mega fast,
Oh,
and it kind of slows you down, I guess, a little bit.
yeah.
Pulling back. Okay, I get that. How about gender reveal parties?
Are they cringy?
Some people think they're cringy. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were very popular for the last like couple years, 5-6 years, and I
They
think
are
now they're starting to
popular.
go cringy.
We didn't do that.
I think gender reveals are awesome.
I think gender reveals are awesome. Having kids is awesome, and those moments that were like, honestly, when you're going through it, you don't even care who doesn't like it.
Yeah, you're not
It's
really.
super special for you. So
Yeah, I think it's good to each their own.
yeah.
Let people experience that moment however they want.
I think it's cringy when it's done for attention versus just done for like your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little more intimate
Yeah.
setting. You guys are way more loving than me. I think a lot of these are cringy, but
Are you cringing at everything?
most of these are cringy. Yeah, the same side of the booth, I cringe every time I see it. I don't get
What?
it. It looks weird. There's a whole
Really?
open side. All the food's on one side. That's weird.
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
wait,
we
wait,
share
wait.
food and we're sharing the booth.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's different when you're married, but like, I mean, you
No,
see
we've
these-
been doing that since we started dating. So if you're
Really?
sitting with someone that you actually really like, and you're sitting across from each other, and you don't have a whole lot to say, especially when you first
it's like
meet.
a business meeting.
It's like
at
a
that
business
point.
meeting. That's true.
Yeah.
There's no intimacy there.
I don't know, because I'm usually on the edge of my seat talking to them, but like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
like to
Dale's
look
not
at
like
'em.
that. First date, we sat
don't
across
talk-
from each
yeah.
other.
I'm not talking.
Had
that
hardly
much.
anything to say.
Yeah.
But he ate half of my food and got up and was like, "All right, it's time to go because I'm done." So I'd rather him sit next to me so I can hold his hand, at least have some intimacy.
Was your first date in like a restaurant?
It was
Really?
a
Okay.
Mexican food restaurant close to the house. It's
Her
an old church.
I've ate. I don't know if
They
your
converted.
Food, I think you had a soup, and I don't think your main course had even come yet.
No,
And I'm
He
like,
ate
I
my soup.
stood up. I was like, time to go.
and he was absolutely.
I laid down
serious.
like,
He
this
stood
ought
up
to
at the
this
side
ought
of
to
the
pay
table,
for it.
and I'm like, "Are you
I
for
put
real?"
down some cash on the table. I'm like, that should cover it. Let's
Threw
go.
$100 down and was like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right.
I didn't need a whole lot in that first few days of hanging out with you.
Yeah.
There was nothing but grapes in the fridge.
I was
believe it.
terrible. I was a terrible date
Yeah.
for a bit.
So this one is picking food off your partner's plate. So Dale does that.
So I don't like it when it's just a blank stab. Like that's rude. But
I
if
need
you're
an
going to
invitation.
share food, let's
Yeah.
discuss it.
I need an
Invitation's good.
invitation. Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
every time you sit down, he's picking your fries.
No,
or
he
he's
never
picking-
does that.
No,
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 no, no, no.
That is not okay.
No, he wouldn't do that.
So you hate that. We'll go with that.
That's cringy.
That's the same.
That's straight rude.
Yeah.
Reaching over and grabbing a piece of my chicken or my steak without like saying, "Hey, that looks good. Mind if I try a bite?" It's just like touching the volume on the radio in the car.
Okay. Comparable, I guess.
Rage.
yeah, rage. What about pet names for each other? Like
I
cute little
don't.
names.
I don't hate pet names, but if it's like Pookie or something really stupid,
I don't love it.
you don't love it.
Mm-mm.
Do we have pet names for each other? No.
Mm-mm.
Just sweet honey.
Honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are fine. It's
Yeah.
like you said, Pookie or like
Yeah,
Boo
some
Bear,
made-up
those
name.
are
No, we
like-
don't do that.
Yeah.
No.
those are-
I don't
That-
like that,
that is-
or personalized license plates. By the way, I think those are stupid.
really? Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
That falls
too.
into the same type of person to me.
Yeah.
Couples who post each other's text message conversations on social media.
Posting a text of any kind of any situation is never okay.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, not without saying, "Hey, you mind if I post this?"
Yeah.
So like, say somebody a friend or somebody shares you some good news, and you're like, "Hell yeah, that's awesome." They need to ask you
Before they
if they're like,
screenshot it.
"Hey, I'm gonna screenshot this and post this." They need to say, "Hey, do you mind?" That always needs to be the case.
Well, yeah, it goes back to like just doing things for attention seeking.
But I don't love posting text messages just in general because it's just a one-on-one conversation. Now there's some times like I posted my mom. I it was a long time ago, but it was like some silly shit mom said in a text, and I shared it on social media because she doesn't have Twitter. It was a long time ago, but so I mean everybody. I mean I'm not.
It was a post-race thing.
I don't remember what it was, but it
Yeah.
was just something funny. I thought people would think it was hilarious.
They always say the couples that post like often, "Oh, I love you so much," they fight the most. Like they're more open about it on social media is not
Yeah.
really how they are
Right.
behind the scenes. So
I've
We're
gotten
hiding
to-
something.
yeah.
That's a good good conversation to have. So like, so this is something I don't know
Is this
about
directed
you.
at me?
Something I don't know about you.
I feel like I'm about to get a lesson here, Tim.
No. So like, I used to post like happy birthdays or happy
Yeah, I don't do that
anniversaries. Or
No, you definitely don't post anything about that.
You know, and I did it for a while because I don't know, just was real excited and happy and new, but it doesn't.
It doesn't feel genuine anymore to wish your wife happy birthday?
So publicly,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what is it? What box is it checking?
It's like a affirmation. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. Other people do it, and they're like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do life without you, and I get it. Like,
No, I mean, I feel that, and I want you to tell me that at home. I don't need you to tell me that.
That's what I'm saying. Like on social
But you could
media.
say happy birthday.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
So, what is acceptable social media posting in terms of milestones or relationship milestones and stuff like that? So, like, happy birthday to you.
Yeah, say happy birthday, happy
good.
anniversary.
Really?
We don't have to like elaborate.
But you don't even have Twitter. So, do it on Instagram only?
You don't do it. You do it for your wife to see, not for everybody else to see.
Exactly. You
So
don't have Twitter.
Don't do it on Twitter.
Don't do it on Twitter.
I think
So, do it where you'll see it?
yes, that's the point. Otherwise, you're doing it for attention for yourself. That's what it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do that.
Okay. I get it. I mean, I wonder why people do it, because you can
People
just say
that do
it.
that when their spouse or significant other is not even going to see it is just doing it for their own attention,
Yeah.
which is gross.
Yeah, I agree. It's way too often too when they do it. Like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Like important milestones or like individual milestones. You're trying to congratulate her or him. Like I think that's kind of a good.
Yeah, if she had if she got
It's got to just be genuine,
she
Yeah,
got
genuine.
but for the other person.
if she'd gotten a degree or something or some crazy thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be like, "Hey, I'm proud of my wife. Check this out." But something I don't know where the line is of like, okay, so birthdays, Instagram birthday is good. You'll see it. Happy birthday. But like
if we're together on my birthday out celebrating, you want to post a picture, that makes sense.
for sure. But if I get up in the morning on your birthday and craft a post, it's Amy's birthday, y'all.
Cringy.
You used to do that.
I did, but it just doesn't feel necessary anymore. I don't know.
They wear off over time. I feel.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it feels like
Yeah.
you're.
And our anniversaries and stuff. It's like we celebrate it. We know it.
Yeah.
We enjoy it.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't. Guess I'm just getting boring on social media. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you are kind of boring.
Yeah,
You don't post anything about your family at
I
all.
don't. You
all
so-
work.
I know. So the family. So like you do a lot of the posting for the kids and the family stuff. You do that, and you do it so good. I feel like what I post is just.
Well, you used to even post pictures of like your travels. You don't do that anymore.
I
either.
know. Well, I ain't traveled much outside
what
of
the
work.
hell ever? You've been all over the place.
We did. We had a year. Yeah, we did.
Well, that was love it, hate it, or cringy.
We were definitely cringe right there at the end.
You want to do Ask Amy?
Yep. Hi, guys. Thank you for being here on Bless Your Hardt. We are on our new YouTube station. So thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, hit the button. And we are here for Ask Amy. So what do you have today?
Well, our first question is from Katie. She really enjoyed watching you and Jamie play Priorities last week. And you mentioned that Dale is really good at games. Dale, do you know which one you're good at and which one Amy thinks you're good at? Any game, card game or board games do you guys prefer? What type of game you guys prefer? There's a lot in there, I know.
Yeah, what have we played?
You're good at all games.
Yeah, I just we used to play President Nass
Yeah, I've watched you play poker,
poker. Yeah,
blackjack.
yeah.
The thing about him, Monopoly, it's not like he can foresee what's going to happen on the board and he just sweeps it. But I think you're just good at games. You're good at like puzzles and games and things
Yeah.
like that. And it doesn't even matter if you've had 10 beers. Like you're still pretty sharp when it comes to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah. Their next question is from McCoy. They want to know, yesterday on Ask Junior, Dale said he got in trouble at school because he had a Playboy, and he's wondering if Amy, what kind of student you were in school, and did you ever get in trouble?
I did not get in trouble. I was always worried about getting in trouble at home, which I didn't get in trouble at home very much either. I just was a rule follower. And so I was always pretty good as a good student. And I did get put in, actually, take it back. I did get put in ISS once for hitting somebody.
Ooh,
Watch out.
Yeah, I clocked this boy because he deserved it.
Ooh,
And I got put in ISS too because I got him pretty good. But
that's like the top tier level of trouble to get.
yeah,
put.
well, I was kind of tired of being bullied.
No,
I got bullied a little bit in school. I got punched a couple times myself.
really?
Yes.
Really?
Yep. Turned me into a scrappy little girl. But yeah, that happened once.
Wow. Okay.
Did you know that?
I think so, yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, from that, there's a question in the YouTube chat about your upcoming girls' trip. Hopefully, no punches are thrown there. What's your go-to hangover meal in the morning?
Oof. Honestly, usually when I'm hungover, I don't want to eat anything. But my favorite guilty pleasure when I'm hungover is like Taco Bell.
Ooh, Taco Bell. Mm-hmm. What do you get? The Mexican pizza, or you just go straight?
I get a
tacos?
Mexican pizza. I used to get the double-decker tacos, and they've taken those off the menu.
Ooh.
And I'm still upset about it. Every once in a while, they bring them back, and I just hit the drive-thru at lunchtime, just for
that.
good measure. But
Yeah.
what's yours?
I like Five Guys or like a good
cheeseburger.
cheeseburger.
Something greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some Bojangles.
Yep.
Are you guys a hair of the dog
Supremes.
type of people too? Where like it's a bad one, you need another drink to kind of ease
Oh
yourself
yeah.
back in.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I
staple.
mean, the only problem there is like if I drink another. So if I get up and have a beer, I'm ready to have another. I'm ready to do the whole day over again.
Yeah.
Like
So if we're on a trip, that's just
True
usually the
boy.
plan. You
Yeah.
kind of don't have a choice.
Don't stop.
I'll just
Keep
because
rolling.
one beer puts me back to drunk. Like
Oh, really?
one beer will get me back to like where I was around 5 or 6 the day before, and I'm like, hey, I'm ready to party.
Yeah.
I'm back. Let's go. What are we doing? So I can only have hair of the dog if there's like a room, a runway to raise some hell.
Yeah.
Okay. I get on that board with that. Is there a water ratio when you're on that too? Like rehydrate
There should be,
too?
but they're probably using enough water.
That was the problem to begin with.
Okay. Next question is from Randy. What are 2 things you'd love to ask your pet? So if your pet could talk, what would you ask it? What would you want to know?
I'm going to ask Junebug why he pees everywhere in the house.
Okay.
What are you gonna ask?
I would just, I don't know.
I mean, he has spitefully done that since we got him.
Yeah.
He's a tiny little dog, and we traveled with him quite a bit. So he knows where to go, and he will do it if he's stressed or if he thinks we're gonna travel and leave him somewhere. He'll just start peeing.
Gus,
Go ahead.
Gus growls at us, mostly me.
Yeah, you. He
So,
growls
like,
at you.
I go over there this morning and he's sitting on the couch, and I go over there and I give him this big old hug, and he's like, "Arr," and I'm like, what are you growling at? Like, what is the problem?
Yeah.
Like, you are so loved.
Yeah. He
And-
seems to have just enough punk in him
Yeah.
that if he's annoyed with Dale's
And
extra energy and all
if
the things, he's going to growl.
I hug him and give him this hug and rub his back, and he's like, "Arr." And then as soon as I sit up, he's like, where you going, man? Where you going? You leaving?
Yeah. He used to talk.
And I'm like, I knew it.
He used to like howl and
Yeah.
kind of moan and talk.
Yeah.
Like you almost felt like y'all were having a
Yeah.
conversation, and that has gone. He's not doing that
He's
at all
just
anymore. He
changed a
just
lot.
Yeah.
growls. He does have a lot of arthritis, so he's probably in pain a little bit. But
Do they both like rush to the door when you guys come home and jump
oh
on you
yeah,
still?
howl and
Lots of
scream
barking
and bark.
loud.
I feel like I would want to know what they're saying. Is it just
So
noises?
when Amy
Yeah,
comes
they're like
in,
intruder.
when Amy comes in the driveway, she comes by the front door and then to the garage. So they see her and they run to the front door, loud barking, both of them, and then they run all the way through the house to the garage door.
Every time.
Look at
And
the
stand
zoomies.
at that garage door, just bark, till she comes through it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, y'all know the routine. Y'all know what is happening
Yeah,
here.
you know
The
my
barking
car.
is really not.
Until I speak
Changing
to them and they
anything.
can hear my voice, they will not stop talking.
Yeah.
They won't stop screaming. And Gus is loud.
He's so loud.
He's a next level. He's not a bark. It's like a howl because he's a
Yeah.
bird dog. He's
Yeah.
really loud.
He's Irish setter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do they have a favorite?
Do we have a favorite?
person you were?
Oh,
dating?
They both
I'm
love
the
Amy
favorite.
the most. Yeah.
Usually most do.
Mm-hmm.
These next couple questions are more about you guys as a couple. Jody wants to know who said "I love you" first.
Oh, I don't know. Do you?
I wouldn't. I'd be guessing.
I would be too.
Really? Wow.
I know it happened pretty early.
I can't even remember those. I mean, I can't even imagine what that was like.
But
oh
it
my
was.
God.
I bet that was
That was
cringy.
awkward. Yeah, that was so awkward.
So it may be advice for people that are a little like nervous to say it to their party for the first time. How early is too early?
I don't know. You have a right to be nervous, but never worry about putting your feelings out there, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you might not get the chance if you wait. But
Good advice.
yeah,
Man, I don't know. That's always tough.
it's scary. It's never not scary.
Yeah.
Read the room, I guess. I don't know. The next one then also is, Amy, can you tell us how Dale proposed to you?
Yes. So we were in Ilbesheim, Germany. We were there for what I thought was a genealogy kind of excursion to explore where his family was from. He had done a lot of research, and we had checked into this tiny little bed and breakfast and had a night downstairs with the locals. And so we were hungover, and we were going to see the church the next day. And our good friend Martin had lined up a meeting with the pastor, so we get to open the church. I think it was like a middle of the week. It wasn't a Sunday, so the church was not open. And we're just looking around the church, and all of a sudden I turn around. It's kind of quiet, and he's on his knee. I'm right next to the altar, and he's on his knee. And I was flabbergasted. I don't know. He blew it out of the park.
Yeah. Did you think it was coming? You had no...
No, I had no idea. We hadn't discussed rings or really getting engaged. I don't know. We were in a good place in our relationship, but that was good enough for me. And the trip was not about us. It was about seeing where his family was from, which was exciting. And so, no, we were very distracted, and I didn't see it coming at all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Were you nervous, Dale, when you did it?
Huh? Was I nervous?
Yeah.
I was so ready to do it. I was so excited to do it. I wasn't really nervous as much as I was just like, had been carrying that ring around, and I was like, man, I wanted this for myself for so long. Of course, you got to remember, this is happening like kind of later in my life, right, than I'd imagined. And so, and the way we had planned it to be there, and it just came together perfectly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't know what that church
magical.
looked like. I didn't know what the town looked like we were going to. I was totally like, just
Focused on that moment.
Well, no. I mean, I was like,
He was going into those portions of it, not knowing what he was going to get.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
I was
Yeah.
visiting this town. Ilbesheim has 300 people in it. In 1700, when the Earnhardts were there were 300 people. It has not changed. I didn't know what we were walking into. This church was 1,000 years old or 700 years old. I didn't know what it looked like. And I'm like, yeah, I guess, I mean, I'm going to ask her into church. I hope, if everything goes the way it's supposed to go. I didn't know if it's going to be busy, a bunch of people in there. We by ourselves. Would it be quiet? Had no clue, but
It was like this ethereal space, and we were all by ourselves, and it was just perfect.
Everything was the way that I would have asked. I would have wanted it to be.
Yeah.
To be able to set up the moment. So it was good.
That's awesome. It worked out.
I remember the part that's kind of funny to me is when we did that. We had this moment of being excited and happy, and everybody's happy, and that was, I mean, woohoo, Kelly, and everybody's so happy.
Yeah.
And we go outside, take a couple pictures, and then we walked back to wherever we walk back to wherever we came from, to the car, down the street or whatever. And it's just, you're walking down the street and you're just like, all right, well, I guess now I'm engaged. It's just this really weird, surreal.
Weird transition.
Yeah. Everything, I mean, life does just go right back to normal.
Yeah. I've always wondered that when you see the pictures of people get engaged. Like, what'd you guys do after? Did you high five?
Nothing.
Like, let's do
Like,
this
I
next.
don't remember, to be
Nothing.
honest.
You didn't do any. You
just go back to your
did
normal
what
life.
you were gonna do if you didn't get engaged.
Yeah. It's kind of a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people, they get engaged, a little closer to home. Not like in the backyard, but not in Europe with nobody around them. So they might
there
have
might be
friends and
some
family
area.
around, or have a cocktail reception plan, or they might have been planning to go to dinner or do something. So like there's an event to support the excitedness. I don't know what we were doing that day besides the church. We were just kind of exploring the town.
We were.
I don't know. The whole trip was a big celebration, it felt like.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Our last question is from James. And
What
do you got?
There was this one thing we did where we stopped by this lady's house and we bought some.
Yeah, so there's like 3 or 4 businesses in town only, and one of them is a bridal shop. And so we did go into the bridal shop, and I got a few little things to like put in my bouquet and a handkerchief and some different things from the bridal shop there.
Did you plan
So
that?
that was special
that was
too.
neat.
That was just a coincidence that there was
Yes.
bunches of-
It's a coincidence.
There's like an appliance store, a bridal shop, and I forget what the other thing is.
Yeah. Wood shop or something.
Something, yeah.
Wow. All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Last question from James. He wants to know, did Dale buy you your own beard trimmer yet?
No, we're still sharing.
What the hell?
I clipped his
I
hair
bought
with
it,
it the other day.
Yeah. I think we have a new shirt.
It's ours now, okay?
It's always going to be a shared one.
I'm fine with it. Everybody's like, oh, man, chill out.
I think
Listen
it's
up."
more common.
He's just shy and he blushes. I mean, we talked about this. So back to that, he loves to come up behind me in the kitchen. Most men do this to their wives. He's squeezing on me, juggling boobies, poking my butt,
Jesus.
whatever he wants to
He's
do.
live on.
If I go to do anything similar back to him, he jumps out of his skin. Like he's
Yeah.
like, ah!
Yeah.
That's just who he is.
Yeah. I think we have a shirt on the Dirty Mo store that has something similar to that. Bless Your
Yes,
Hardt
we have a
merch.
new shirt. I have a printout so I
Is
can
it
show
picture?
everybody.
Yeah.
So we have merch now for Bless Your Hardt, and our first item is fully charged and ready to rip. So there's a T-shirt and a sweatshirt, and we have more things to come. So, but this
Damn.
is our initial.
There you go.
Item.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty good. That's all we got for Ask Amy today.
All right, thanks, guys. Thank you for another episode of Bless Your Hardt. Thank you for being here, honey.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, if you haven't already subscribed to our new YouTube channel, Bless Your Hardt has its own, and we have a new merch line too you can check out on dirtymomedia.com.
Yeah, it's
that
like
correct?
shop.dirtymomedia.com, I believe is what it is for the e-commerce line. Show them
Yes, we have
one more
our
time.
initial
Our initial offering.
item is fully charged and ready to rip. So this comes in a tee and a sweatshirt, and we'll have other items to come. But
Yep.
you can check that out online.
Great show.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, honey.